This is the Land's End, the westernmost part of the British Isles, except of course the Northern Ireland, which is not part of the mainland of Britain. Those rocks you see there, where the waves are battering them, and those ones on the top, are granite. That's the basement rock in the Cornwal. And they continue under the sea to where the Isles of Scilly are there. S-C-I-L-L, not Scilly, S-I-L-L-Y. Those are the last granite intrusions from the Cornwall batholith. And this is a little islet at the Land's End. Those granites also intrude and are exposed at the surface here. Typical joints means cracks where the rocks split of granite. It's kind of vertical and horizontal. In the mainland Britain, this kind of granite intrusions are called tor. T-O-R. And Hay Tor is one of the most famous ones because the tourists go there. It's easy to walk. It's a very shallow, angled hill, but vast. And when you reach the top of it, you see those tors. Those tors are, if you have watched some of the old Sherlock Holmes movies, I mean 1980s versions, series, you see that some of them are actually filmed in that location in the Hay Tor. And an exposure of the granite exists here. I can show you a big example of a feldspar here, a large crystal of feldspar, which is typical of the Cornwall granites. Now I can zoom actually. This is lichen, and that is the feldspar. And lovely crystals of quartz also, you can see there. The shiny kind of. Here. One is here. Another one here. If I move the camera, you may see the luster. And that's another piece of the feldspar. Feldspar, when decays due to the weathering, becomes a clayish material. That clay is called kaolinite or kaolin, and that's the China clay practically when it is decayed. Feldspar, so when you see kaolin somewhere, it's the product of weathering of granite, and there is a granite nearby then. Oh, look at the beautiful feldspar crystal here, large. Feldspars of the Cornwall, in the granite of Cornwall, are quite large. Some of them 5-10 centimeter. What an interesting lichen. This one is grayish green and this one is yellow, orange. I don't know what's the reason for that. Look at the feldspar on the granite. They say it takes 100 years for a lichen to grow this big. Look at these huge feldspar crystals. In the Land's End granite in Cornwall. They're really huge. The soil over the granites on the of the Land's End is this. Let me show you. It's full of crystals of quartz. Tiny mica, also black ones, but mostly quartz. Look at the direction of all these feldspar crystals. They're all pointing in one direction, almost. That is south. And this direction is almost toward the south-north direction. Beautiful Cornwall granites. And the landscape gets flat here. And there's a little kind of drop stone as if. But that is in situ erosion of the granite block. Just stay there like that. There have been, the joints gradually have grown and just the rock is separated. But it's kept there. It's in situ. It means on its own place. Nothing has moved it. It's not drop stone of the glacier origin. Now I'm walking on the little pathway, which is also a stream. This is one of the most beautiful sites in the British Isles. Isn't it, Susan? Isn't it one of the most beautiful sites in the British Isles? Is it? Yes. This is the Land's End, the most western part of the Britain. What's interesting is these granite cliffs. And then when you look at the sea, I will point to what I want to talk about. Look at the sea. It's blue and green, clean. You can see it. Look at the waves. They're clean water. When you are somewhere like other parts of the Britain, the seaside, they are not as clean as this. English Channel, especially ports in the English Channel, they're not as clean as here. There is a reason for that. And if you look here, you see just cliffs, high cliffs. That side also cliffs, as far as the eye can see. What these cliffs means is that the towns and villages are higher above the ground, so they cannot actually release their sewage here. that's the main point I wanted to make. There is no sewage in these waters. That's the reason they can be so clean compared to any other part. Those little top of the hills of granite poking out of the water, including that little bit here. Just a single rock. Connected, of course, to the batholith, which is the granite batholith. Batholith means the huge mass at the bottom, at the depth of the Earth's crust. All these granites in the Haytor and here and the Isle of Scilly in the faraway are like the tops of a mass of granite, which are connected together at the Earth crust, the lowest part of it, and that mass is called the batholith. Beautiful landscape. Land's End, where the land ends in Britain. And what you see here is you can call it Celtic Sea, which is what is in the Google map is written. But that's practically a sea, which is the extension of the Atlantic Ocean. That is Atlantic Ocean. If you continue from here westward, you reach the Americas, probably Canada, Newfoundland, Labrador, those areas, New Brunswick, and a little bit down there, New York and Boston. This mass of granite here, all the crystals of feldspar are that way, but around it, the crystals of the feldspar, which have been eroded as a soft material, they are going following a bend. It's not just a stream, because then you see them here, like that. So they have been like this, around this harder mass. One is the drop stones inside the granite chamber when they were solidifying from liquid form from the roof of the granite magma chamber.